Hi, folks. Welcome to a very special edition of Diplomacy Academy. On Memorial Day weekend, David Hood held a virtual DixieCon, the first event of its kind at the scale at which was held. Over 80 players from all around the world participated in 2 games of diplomacy, one in the morning, one in the evening. Siobhan Nolan, Brandon Fogel, and I participated in a live stream commentary of those games. In these special editions of Diplomacy Academy, I'm packaging those games together so you don't have to sit through the whole 11 hours of our stream to follow one game. Instead, you can go through the commentary game by game. Enjoy. Welcome to some very special guests who joined the broadcast. And as always, I'm Chris Martin, and I'll stab you soon.
In Austria, we've got Jonathan Saul. In England, Tim Richardson, longtime hobby player and all-around good guy. France, Andre Janeco. Germany, Jonathan Frank. Italy, Greg Fairbanks. Russia, Greg Geyer. And Turkey, Troy de Freitas. Do you guys know any of the other players besides Richardson on here?
Yeah, both Jonathan Frank, John Saul, and Greg Fairbanks are fairly regular face-to-face players, at least historically. Greg, I want to say, now lives in the DC area, and Jonathan used to. We used to see him at some face-to-face games. John Saul, longtime Colorado player, part of the sort of Manus Hand crew that Manus Hand brought up. Also, very solid player, despite holding in Vienna.
All right, let's move forward. I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about these moves, did we? Another hold in Vienna. This is astonishing.
And no move to Denmark. This is the anti-English-ish kind of opening, and combined with what looks like an agreed bounce in Burgundy.
And a channel move. Wow, this is really extraordinary.
Yeah.
More people opening to the channel than Austria's opening to Galicia. All right, and we've got Venice to Piedmont, which is the first one of those we've seen.
Yeah, and Kiel to Holland, Berlin to Kiel, so guaranteed Sweden for Russia.
And so far, 6 games in, no Smyrna to Armenia. So for those of you with the bingo card.
We haven't gotten to the Christian Klein board, where Christian Klein is Turkey.
All right.
Yeah, so if you do have some from opening, we haven't checked that one yet.
Oh, North England has the convoy, has Belgium open, and writes a support order instead of a convoy, but gets Brest.
Wait, so France doesn't build? France doesn't build, and it looks like there's a missed convoy. Right, the convoy was written incorrectly.
That's right.
Supported Yorkshire to Belgium instead of convoy Yorkshire to Belgium.
That's right.
Ah, yeah. Okay, fair.
We did have a successful convoy over here, though. Hopefully it agrees.
Mm-hmm.
With support.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Any possibility this was deliberate? It's a little hard to figure, I guess, without knowing the player. Oh, it's England, Tim Richardson.
Misclicked and backstabber and miswritten orders. I mean, he does pick up, he gets a build. Yeah, I got nothing. Go either way.
I think it's an honest misorder. I don't think Tim is super familiar with the backstabber interface, so.
If it was Goff, we'd say, yeah, maybe it was a misorder, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Chris Brand, deliberate, you know.
Yeah. Well, Chris would have misordered English to Gascony or something, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really intrigued to see how the East develops as time goes on.
This is unusual, right? Because you've got 2 units here that could be generating 2 builds worth, but they're only generating 1.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, Austria used Serbia to self-bounce in Budapest.
Anxious about Russian.
We talk a lot about unit efficiency, and there's a real question of whether the loss of efficiency here is worth whatever the gain is in tactical positioning for the AI here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have Greg Fairbanks in Italy in the chat. Don't try not to give us too many spoilers, but I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. Position.
Let's not comment on games you were in, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. Anything else to say? We're trying to figure out how to go faster here.
Yep.
Let's keep moving. I'm just going to say I like the Italian position. Foregoing Tunis, that's a build-in pocket for later, especially with France sitting where France is.
Always nice to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Any surprises here? Doesn't look like it.
Fleet Berlin and
Fleet
okay.
Eddie, actually.
Fleet Eddie, okay.
This easily could have been Liverpool here. Follow up on
that should have been.
God, could this be a really ugly Western triple where France agreed to give Brest?
No.
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 All right.
We're going to keep things moving here. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So here we got Spring. The convoy succeeds this time.
Yep.
Brest is vacated.
Well, he's going to hold it if he wants to. That's fascinating.
Bulgaria goes to Romania with Sevastopol's support?
No, it looks like Sev supported Bulgaria to Romania to try and create a bounce.
Oh.
He was trying to get a self bounce as he supported himself up to Galicia.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's something about helping yourself before you help others there.
It's put on your own oxygen mask before helping those around you.
That's exactly the reference that I was making.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you'd want to if this is a real RT, I think you'd want Enk to be going to black here.
Yeah, 100%.
The thought that Khan would get into Bull here is very optimistic.
Yeah.
And Piedmont walks into Marseille, which is nice.
Okay.
Oh wow!
No, I'm loving this Italian position right now, and Greg, we're happy to have you in the chat. We just don't want spoilers of future years. That's all.
He shouldn't keep it though, right? I mean,
he shouldn't, but then that means England keeps Brest, or maybe not. I mean, England can obviously switch back to Brest and keep it. What do you think about Ionian to Tunis for the Austrian holding it?
Ionian. Whoa. It's a waste of tempo because you've got the fleet in Aegean. It's if you're an AI here, you got to go to Aegean here, don't you?
Yeah, with support.
Yeah.
Supported.
Yeah, because you're already in Bulgaria and Romania is empty. No, it's not. There's a Turkish army in Romania. So maybe not.
Army in Romania.
Yeah, you got to cover that retreat to Serbia.
It's a very strange attack here. You'd think Greece would be the leader here.
You'd think that.
Yeah, this is on tactics. Let's move ahead here and see that.
Turkey takes Bulgaria back. Austria retreats to Serbia. The force on the Aegean with a retreat to Smyrna.
Retreat from Piedmont. England holds Brest, takes Norway.
Yeah,
Russia walks out of Sweden in a fall turn, turning it over to Germany.
Oh no! Wow.
Okay. Italy gets their build from Tunis. England gets their build from Norway.
And Belgium.
Oh,
two.
England builds 2. You're right.
Yep.
Germany builds 1.
Germany did not expect to make it to Sweden, but didn't bounce the move in Baltic, right? That's when we talked about the whole Black Sea thing. You make the move and you don't bounce the fleet. Hey, if I make it in, great.
Yeah.
And even better if he arranged a bounce, right? So,
yes. If Jonathan goes to Russia and Greg and says, "Hey, let's bounce in the Baltic Sea," yeah, and then let's tasty.
So Germany here, to be clear, has just gotten Sweden, so he's picked up a build to go to 6 at the end of 02, and is in Burgundy as well.
Yeah, it's a great position.
Yeah. I mean, Russia stays even, so as far as Germany is concerned,
So real quick, you guys, Siobhan, take this one. Do you build an army here if you're Germany, or and follow up into France, or do you build a fleet to deal with the Russian fleet in Baltic?
A lot of it depends on my read on England as my friend, but I think that between the Belgian army, the Ruhr army, and the Burgundy army, that we probably have that sorted, especially since the Italian army will probably help us. So fleet.
It's a nice situation, isn't it, to be able to have a good reason to put down a third fleet as Germany in the middle of an EG.
I kind of love it.
Hard to pass that up. And there's nothing here. I mean, this is just really good looking if you're Germany. Okay, let's look at builds here.
And hey, I know we have our first game over. Game 1B.
How we do?
Is done.
All right.
Fine.
Okay, so I was wrong. He puts down the army. Fleet London Army Eddie.
And France had a rebuild here?
Picked up Spain.
Pick up Spain. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. France got a rebuild.
That'll slow that down a little bit.
And then, yeah, Tim Richardson in England puts down a fleet. That looks awfully like he wants to continue against France here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to do this for another year? Or go to another game.
Let's keep going. Let's do one more.
Okay.
We're on a good pace here, so.
So,
France takes Burgundy. Brest goes to Picardy.
How did France take Burgundy here? There must have been
with Belgian support, because England also took Denmark. Let's note.
Belgium supported
Tim Richardson. You dotty little.
Very interesting turnabout.
Okay.
So this is the first real big stab that we've seen here.
Bohemia, Silesia loses Sweden, loses Denmark, loses Burgundy.
So what looked so nice for Germany.
Literally everyone that could did.
And an army Bohemia and Silesia.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
And then good, we have Russia giving up on Turkey here.
With you. Armenia said, "Oh my God, this is
what a game."
This isn't what you want to see if you're Russia, though. A Turkish army retreating into your dot.
And it was a retreat, not a move. Oh God! So Turkey loses Bulgaria, picks up Romania again, with no threat of losing. Well,
he should lose it, but
he should lose it.
Russia likely not to gain it back.
Okay.
So, whose position do you like now, Siobhan?
I guess the English. Okay. Yeah. No. Final answer. English. Oh no. Okay. Hello.
So, England gives back Brest, takes Holland and St. Petersburg.
Gives Kiel to Russia.
Oh, and Denmark. So England's building 2 here.
Yeah.
And Italy gets into mid-Atlantic.
Germany is down to 1 at the end of this.
Wow.
From 6 to 1.
Wow. That is
brutal.
So Italy, this is an entertaining game. Italy picks up a build from Smyrna and is in mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
At the end of 1903.
Okay. This is... Okay. I like the Italian.
Austria picks up Bulgaria.
And Munich.
Mm-hmm.
Russia loses Romania, and St. Petersburg picks up Sweden. And picks up Kiel as well.
Even.
And the Black Sea.
Yes, takes the Black Sea. So move to arm to trick him into covering it so that he could take it.
So this was a net positive for Russia,
It's
at least in that respect.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not. He's not coming out the best for this.
I mean, he's spread out all over the place.
Yeah, I'm still liking England, but very quickly having Italian problems.
Yeah, Chris, what do you between Italy and England here? Who would you rather be?
I mean, on GP, always England, but man, Italy owning Smyrna and being in the Mid-Atlantic Ocean. The only real downside here is that France is not on the ropes anymore.
Yep.
And Germany can't help you against him anymore.
Nope.
So that fleet in the Mid-Atlantic Ocean now looks premature.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Nobody. I mean, the person who's going to kick you out of it is England. So maybe not. I don't hate it. I take either of those positions.
Yeah.
Isn't the problem that Italy faces here, though, is that France is really somebody he needs on his side, and there's no possibility of that?
No, he needs his dots. He doesn't need him on it. He doesn't need him to do anything. What's France going to do from Marseille and Spain that you're not going to do from the Mid-Atlantic Ocean in the Western Med?
Well, I guess I'm thinking like somebody who wants to top the board, and against whom England is the main rival to top the board, and so you need a counterweight against England, and right now France is the only possibility.
Right now, I'll take Austria against all comers all day. It's a great Austrian position. Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about the scoring system here.
Yeah.
Can you explain it?
Sure. There's a pool of points that starts at 270 if you are if you win the game, if you have a solo. You get 270 points plus 4 points per supply center that you have. So 18 or 19 or whatever it is times 4 is your point if you solo. If you are second place to a solo, you get 70 points plus the 4 points per dot you own. So everybody's going to get 4 points per dot that they own. If there's a two-way draw agreed on, you divide the points for the solo and the two-way draw, which is 340. You divide that, and you split that, and then you add the dot count. Same thing with the three-way draw. So essentially, the smaller the draw is, the more points you get. The more dots you have, the more points you get. But dots are essentially tiebreakers between people who have equivalent draw results. Many DixieCons have been won with a single solo. That's a lot of points. But also, a two-way draw is super strong under the system.
So even though two-way draws often seem unnatural to people, you would expect to see some at this tournament?
There's a strong incentive to twist somebody's arm into voting themselves out of a three-way draw when they're a minor power in order to kind of have that safety that somebody isn't going for a solo. And because some people aren't, because some people will allow that to happen, that does happen. I would say you get way less two-way draws than you get three-way draws and less solos. You probably get more solo victories than you get two-way draws in DixieCon.
So it's worth pointing out that people can vote themselves out of a draw. So the games don't have to be played to conclusion.
Absolutely. And in the backstabber interface, that just means that you set surrender, and if 3 players are set three-way draw and 4 powers are set surrender, then the ones who set for three-way draw get the three-way draw.